I think I found an actual valid criticism of the education system. Now, I already know all of the random fucking conspiracy theories of like, oh, the government designed the education system to make us more obedient citizens, and then factory workers invested in the system as well to make us more obedient factory workers. I know all the random conspiracy theories, and I actually, honestly, I would be the one person to believe in all of them, but we don't have proof for all that. But I think I've actually found a valid, actual proven criticism for the fact that the education system isn't actually designed for your learning. Okay, so really think about it. Why is success in school dependent on the first try for everything? Like why when we take tests we only have one try to get it right? Because that does not make absolute like any sense at all. Because if you know about studying, if you know about learning, you will realize that learning is about learning from failure. You reiterate until you get it right over and over again. So why in this system are we not allowing any retakes for any tests at all? It is completely stupid for a learning system to judge people's learning based on their first attempt. Like imagine this, imagine you were judged on how good you can ride a bike based on the first try you ever ride a bike. Now I'm not saying that school doesn't reiterate lessons over and over again, but what I'm trying to say is it's illogical to judge someone's worth based on their first try on something. We should let students actually retake the test until they get good at it. Because think about it, if a student got really bad on a test, like let's say 50%, right? They want to learn from that experience, but you don't even get them the chance to. And now you permanently assign their worth based on their first failure from it. It's just completely stupid. I thought of this concept where what if schools had infinite retakes, meaning every single test, you could constantly retake it over and over again until you succeed, until the test proves that you actually know what actually the test is testing you on, right? Now, of course, there's a few problems with this. There's the fact that like some people might brute force it, but that's actually a problem with the test itself, meaning like people only brute force multiple choice tests. So that means that you shouldn't be like testing people on like shallow knowledge and rather be on deep concepts. But anyways, the concept of infinite retakes would expose the fact that every student is actually supposed to get 100%. People are supposed to, when they're learning, try and try again until they succeed. That's how learning works. This is how I teach you about studying. You do practice tests until you get every single question right, until you know you can answer every single question confidently. So why doesn't this system let people take tests over and over again until everyone gets 100%? Because if the education system was for education, they would ensure that everyone masters the concept, like every single concept 100% every single year, right? The reason why is because they're actually supposed to sort you. They sort you, they distribute you across a bell curve based on your first attempt, when in reality that's not how people learn. People learn through reiteration, right? If everyone got 100%, the education system would lose its ability to sort people. And then universities and employers wouldn't be able to determine, oh, okay, what's your wage? This exposes the idea, the fact that everyone can be successful. I mean, not everyone at once, maybe, okay, but anyone can, right? Individually, everyone can achieve anything that they put effort into, right? Something so ironic that I found is the fact that teachers always say they want to help everyone succeed, okay? The truth is, if they wanted to help everyone succeed, I remember my classmates hearing the teacher say that, and my classmates would say, okay, then why don't you make the test easier then? That's actually not the correct question to ask. No, because like, then it would just reduce the amount that we learn. Like the point is to learn in school, right? Or maybe not, but the real correct question to ask the teacher when they say, I'm trying to help every student succeed, is then why don't you let us try and try again until we succeed? Why do you just give us one chance to succeed? That's the real thing that makes me question like, okay, wait, this exposes the entire idea that we're supposed to master everything. Because if you let us master everything, you'd let us try over and over again. until we succeed. Bro, and this idea completely exposes how stupid curved grading is. So I know probably the school board or something, like someone up there, right? They know that if everyone got too high of a mark, like I remember there's some like random courses where the average is above 95, and the school boards would start complaining and being like, wait, why is everyone actually smart? Why is everyone actually mastering your concept? Why are you actually being a good teacher? Start curving the marks, start making the test harder, or start just randomly taking off marks from people. Actually, I don't know if they're allowed to do that. But this idea that everyone is supposed to get 100% makes it so obvious that this idea of curved grading is specifically so that they can sort people. They can sort people based on their worth, based on a number that they assign you to, based on the stupid idea that when you learn the first time, that is an effective measurement of like how smart you are. Bro, I think I actually exposed the education system, right? There's no like good arguments against why we shouldn't be allowed to retake the tests. Well, of course, like there's a few arguments, but I'll let you like actually think it through, like argue for against my side and argue for my side. Realize like, okay, for example, well, if there were infinite tests, then it would be really hard to mark. But the thing is, now we have AI and stuff. We can automatically mark a lot of things and automize a lot of things, right? But anyways, the best part of the idea of infinite retakes is it actually destroys a lot of the hidden curriculum beliefs that school imposes you. If you don't know already, hidden curriculum is pretty much the random like brainwashing that like schools indoctrinate you with, right? And one of the specific things is learned helplessness. When there's one-shot testing, meaning like you take a test and you only have one chance to do it, and then instantly that the mistakes you make assign your worth. Like this makes people so scared of failure because the moment you fail, it's permanent on your worth, right? That is actually so fucked up. If you think about it, people can get so traumatized over that if we introduce infinite retakes into the education system, people would actually be so much more open to failure because they will realize, oh wait, failure is part of learning. And that's such a big thing when it comes to learning how to learn and actually being a good, successful human being. But anyways, I know I kind of like put a lot of negativity, so I'm gonna give one piece of advice. So realize that the teachers kind of suck in the education system because their idea of learning isn't like ours, like I said in the video. So you have to be responsible for your own learning path. And the issue with that is because school destroys your autonomy because you've been taught for 10 years in a row, like sit down, shut up, and listen to what the teacher says and do what the teacher says, right? So really think about it. Okay, if you don't want to live this life, what happens if you drop out? And I've genuinely like not really asked this question to my parents, but like I guess I've gotten into this conversation with them, and they ended up telling me, yeah, well, if you drop out, you're just gonna go to a 9 to 5 job. You're not gonna be able to just stay here and work on business and like do random stuff for years and like just have free rent, right? You're gonna have to actually lock in. And objectively, this made me realize, okay, so I have the two choices. Either one, I take absolute responsibility and I lock in on school, or two, I drop out and I have to do a random 9 to 5 job that I hate. Okay, which one would I rather do? I would actually rather do school because, well, at least there's a bit of social aspect and at least you can have kind of fun in it and at least you're not a weirdo that randomly like no one knows about, okay? So basically what I just said is if you'd rather not drop out and go to a 9 to 5 job, then just take absolute responsibility, even if this system is kind of messed up. And yeah, if you like that video, subscribe and click this video to watch more.